I'm Michael, aka Oscar Man. There have been some remakes, good, and why did they do that? I'm going to discuss those films in which two performances were Oscar nominated for both versions and let you know which ones I think were the better of the two. I'll start with one of my all time favorite Oscar winners.
And what are you?
An assistant. See, and Gino makes half of what the Polak makes.
Oh,
The Polak
here
is an
comes
American.
the whole commercial.
Hey, your mother's a
Pole,
Pole,
your father's a Swede,
but you were
born here, that's all that you need. You are an American, but us, foreigners.
Lies! Hey, but it's true!
West Side Story, the original, is my favorite film, and Rita Moreno's Oscar winning performance as Anita is classic.
Gino has a gun. I heard the boys talking. He's hunting for Tony.
He is at Doc's door waiting for me. If Chino hurts him, if he touches him, I swear to you,
You know what Tony did to Bernardo?
I love Tony.
I know. I loved Bernardo.
Steven Spielberg, a 24-time nominee and winner of 3 Oscars, decided to remake West Side Story. The 2021 version featured Ariana DeBose, whose performance as Anita also won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
You want to know where my home is? It's where I pay rent. Right here. Where I work my fingers raw, mending pants and hemming neckties so that I can earn enough money to pay other girls to sew for me. So that someday I can rent a shop of my own. In this great, big, beautiful Nueva York.
DeBose swept the awards that year. Her interpretation of Anita was the first time many audiences saw this character.
You tell that murderer Maria ain't coming. Gino, he found out about them, Tony and Maria. He shot her. Maria is dead.
Spielberg's remake garnered mixed reviews, and he even cast Rita Moreno in a small role and gave her a song. The original version was nominated for 11 Oscars and won 10. The second was nominated for 7, but only won 1. Which Anita was better? This one's a no-brainer.
The Tony's hiding in the
Son, you touch me. I got a message for your American buddy. You tell that murderer that Maria's never going to meet him. You tell him that Gino found out about them and shot her. She's dead.
Why on earth Steven Spielberg felt the need to remake an iconic musical featuring some of the finest dancing ever on screen by choosing to reinvent Jerome Robbins' choreography remains a puzzle to me. The dance at the gym in America were not at all exciting. The talented Ariana DeBose may have done her best, but she didn't hold a candle to Rita Moreno.
I mean to kill you in 1 minute, Ned, or see you hanged in Fort Smith at Judge Parker's convenience. Which'll it be?
1969's True Grit brought screen legend John Wayne an Oscar for Best Actor. A popular win, for some. Wayne's Rooster Cogburn was considered his best performance by many.
Who's Bo? He put his foot wrong. He's tired. That's no grade. I've fretted iron stoves up harder grades than this.
In the 2010 version of True Grit, Oscar winner Jeff Bridges tried filling the Duke's shoes in this iconic film role.
We'll take that $50 in advance. It'll be for expenses.
You were trying to take advantage of me.
I'm giving you the children's rate. I'm not a sharper. I'm no man sleeping in the rope bed in the room behind the Chinese grocery.
Bridges, a 7-time nominee and winner for Crazy Heart, provided a different interpretation of Deputy U.S. Marshal Cogburn.
Seized in evidence. Trail is cold, if there ever was one. I'm a foolish old man who's been drawn into a wild goose chase by a harpy in trousers and a nincompoop.
The second True Grit was written and directed by the Coen brothers, who intended their film to be a more faithful adaptation of the original novel. It received positive reviews and strong box office returns. The 2010 version was nominated for 10 Oscars and lost in every category. I've criticized John Wayne's Oscar win on this channel, and so I'm advising you now to refrain from drinking any liquid as I reveal who I think was the better Rooster Cogburn.
How'd you lose your eye?
It was in the war. The Lone Jack, little scrap outside of Kansas City.
What'd you do after the war?
I robbed me a federal paymaster and went to Cairo, Illinois, and bought a eating place there called the Green Frog, married a grass widow. Place had a billiard table.
Of course, Jeff Bridges is the better actor, hands down. But in this instance, John Wayne seemed at his most comfortable in the role. Did he deserve the Oscar? Hell no. Not against Burton, Hoffman, O'Toole, or Voight. As with all of the dueling performances I'll discuss, be sure and let me know your choice on each.
That note of yours was rather hectic.
Jeffrey, I can't go on any longer. I'm at the end of my tether.
Why, what's up?
Oh, don't pretend. What's the use of that? Why have you left me all this time without a sign?
I've had an awful lot to do.
You haven't had so much to do that you couldn't find time to write me a line.
The Letter was a 1929 film based on the play of the same name. Its star, Gene Eagles, played Leslie Crosby in the story of an unhappy wife, a murder, and, well, a piece of paper.
I hadn't forgotten.
Then why didn't you mention it?
I was afraid to. I thought if I told you that Hammond had come at my invitation, none of you would believe my story. I know that's very stupid and silly, but after I'd once told you that I had no communication with him, I was obliged to stick to it.
Betty Davis recreated the role of Crosby in the 1940 remake, for which she received her fourth consecutive Best Actress nomination.
Well, I may as well tell you. We heard about his wife. And once, quite by chance, I actually saw her.
Oh? You never mentioned that. What was she like?
Horrible. She was all covered with gold chains and bracelets and spangles. Her face like a mask.
In the 1940 version, Davis's portrayal of Leslie was aided by expanding the play and William Wyler giving the film a noirish look.
And after the trial.
I'm going to try and save your life.
But if he loses his trust in me, he loses everything.
Gene Eagles died before The Letter was released and became the first actor to be posthumously nominated for an Oscar. Who do I think was the better of the two?
It's no use, is it? Can't go on, can we?
I don't know, I can't say.
You're so kind and generous. You should have the sort of wife you really deserve.
Though the 1929 film got away with more as a pre-code production, the remake was more stylized, aided by one of Betty Davis's strongest performances. Who gets your vote? Eagles or Davis?
Know that I glory in this nose of mine, for a great nose indicates a great man. Genial, courteous, intellectual, viril, courageous, whilst that face of yours, that blank, inglorious concavity which my right hand finds on top of you, is as devoid of pride, of poetry, of soul.
1950 Cyrano de Bergerac was the first Hollywood film version of the French play, with José Ferrer winning the Best Actor Oscar for his performance in the title role.
My old friend, look at me and tell me how much hope remains for me with this protuberance. No, I have no more illusions. Now and then, I may grow tender, walking alone in the blue cool of evening through some garden fresh with flowers after the benediction of the rain.
In the French remake, Gérard Depardieu received his one career nomination for his interpretation of the poet with a rhino complex.
Attendu qu'un grand nez est proprement l'indice d'un homme affable, bon, courtois, spirituel, libéral, courageux, tel que je suis, et tel qu'il vous est interdit à jamais de vous croire, déplorable maraud. Car la face sans gloire que va chercher ma main en haut de votre col est aussi dénuée de fierté, d'envol, de lyrisme, de pittoresque.
The 1990 remake was more positively received by critics and audiences, and Depardieu's performance was considered among his best.
Le mot vous gêne devant moi?
Non.
Il ne me fera pas de peine. Même s'il était laid?
Même s'il était laid.
Même défiguré?
Même défiguré.
Et s'il était affreux, ridicule, grotesque, vous l'aimeriez encore?
Et davantage, presque.
The first Cyrano film was panned and did poorly at the box office, even though three-time nominee Jose Ferrer played the character on Broadway. Both actors gave what I thought were excellent interpretations of Cyrano.
It is coming. I feel already shod with marble, gloved with lead. Very well, let the old fellow come now. He shall find me on my feet. Sword in hand.
But I gotta give it to Ferrer, who not only won the Oscar, but also a Tony Award and Emmy nomination for his performances in all three mediums. Did he or Depardieu do it best?
That's Meg. That's my sister. She's completely bald in front. Is it true that you lived in Italy among artists and vagrants?
There have been 4 sound versions of Little Women thus far. In the 1994 film, Winona Ryder became the first actress to be nominated as Jo.
What? Oh, Teddy, I'm not fashionable enough for London. You need someone who's elegant and refined.
I want you.
Teddy, please don't ask me.
Saoirse Ronan earned her 4th nomination for her interpretation of Jo in the 2019 remake.
Don't you dance?
I don't know how you do things here yet. You see, I've spent most of my life in Europe.
Europe! Oh, that's capital! Shouldn't use words like that.
Says who?
Oh, Meg, she's my older sister.
The most recent screentelling of Little Women was by far the most successful, with Ronan's Jo receiving wide critical acclaim.
Don't understand it. Perhaps I was too quick in turning him down. Laurie.
Do you love it?
If he asked me again, I think I would say yes.
No, Katharine Hepburn wasn't nominated for her Jo. Saoirse Ronan is one of the best actresses out there right now, and I've liked all of her nominated performances. So was her Jo the best of the 2 nominated?
You see, my aunt left me Plumfield. It isn't a field, it's a house, actually, a rather large house. And it isn't really good for anything except a school. And I want a good school, one that would be open to anyone who wanted to learn. And, well, I'd be needing someone who knows how to teach.
This one was close, but Winona Ryder captured the unconventional aspect of Jo's personality more to my liking. Which of these Little Women was your favorite?
Glad to meet you, Mr. Jordan. And thanks for straightening everything out for me.
Not at all.
I'll be seeing you 50 years from now, if you're still on the job.
I will be.
So long.
Heavenweight was a play adapted into a 1941 film renamed Here Comes Mr. Jordan, starring Robert Montgomery as boxer Joe Pendleton.
I don't like it, Mr. Jordan. I want to find something. I want to be something besides just a plain fighter, even though Murdoch is a champ and a swell guy. But it's like I told you, Murdoch is a champ, not me. No, I don't like it. If it's all the same to you, Mr. Jordan, you and I'll keep going till we find the right guy.
Joe Pendleton was reimagined by Warren Beatty in 1978's Heaven Can Wait, this time as a football player.
Now let's say there's a new escort. See, he's really raw. He gets a signal, he takes off, and he sees a guy, say, riding a bicycle into a tunnel. All right, the car's coming the other way, and the escort, he's supposed to wait for the outcome. But this guy's new, and he figures, well, the guy's a goner. He's sure that that's going to happen. So he figures, well, why should I just make him sit there and have the car hit him, you know? Why don't I just take him out of there a few seconds early and take him right back up to his way station?
Beatty co-wrote and co-directed the hugely popular remake. And
I was going to meet a bunch of people. You know, we're having a big party and everything, and I'm a little late.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. What I mean is, all of a sudden, I don't feel like going to a big party. And I thought maybe you want to have a cup of coffee or something?
Robert Montgomery and Warren Beatty were two very different actors, the former's resume including work on television and radio. Beatty was not only an actor, but a producer, screenwriter, and Oscar-winning director. Which Joe Pendleton was the better Oscar nominee?
You know, I had a feeling tonight I was in a hurry to meet somebody I knew. There's a little place around the corner, nice little place called Mike's, where I go after the fights. You wouldn't want to... No, I guess you wouldn't want it tonight, feeling the way you do about him.
In Here Comes Mr. Jordan, Robert Montgomery displayed a more wide-eyed innocence, his performance realizing more of the story's fantasy element. Warren Beatty, though charismatic and easier on the eyes, didn't stretch too much in the sequel. Another battle of the Joes, Montgomery or Beatty? There have been a few instances where a film was remade and actors in both were Oscar nominated for the same character. However, one was a drama and the second was a musical, so comparisons aren't as easy. Here's the first example.
Have you ever known a man of good character where women are concerned?
Yes, very frequently.
Well, I haven't. I find
Breakfast is ready, sir.
that the moment I let a woman make friends with me, she becomes jealous, exacting, and a confounded nuisance. So I'm a confirmed old bachelor and likely to remain one.
In 1938's Pygmalion, Leslie Howard essayed Professor Henry Higgins in the adaptation of the George Bernard Shaw play. Its musical counterpart, 1964's My Fair Lady, won Rex Harrison the Best Actor Oscar.
Oh, rubbish, Pickering. Of course she matters. What do you think I've been doing all these months? What could possibly matter more than to take a human being and change her into a different human being by creating a new speech for her? It's filling up the deepest gap that separates class from class and soul from soul.
Oprah Winfrey made her film debut as Sophia in 1985's The Color Purple, based on the Alice Walker novel.
All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy, I had to fight my uncles, I had to fight my brothers. Girl, child ain't safe in the family men's.
The scene-stealing role won Danielle Brooks an Oscar nomination as Best Supporting Actress for the 2023 musical version.
Oh, no, sir. I'm one of August Butler's daughters. No trouble at all. Just big.
Who the daddy?
Hoppo.
How we know that?
Hoppo, no. That's what matters.
If I chose the best from these pairs of films solely based only on their dramatic scenes, it would be Leslie Howard and Oprah Winfrey. But again, it's a different story when compared to actors who sang, or talk-sang.
We are glad that Dauphin is so pleasant with us. His present and your pains we thank you for. When we have matched our rackets to these balls, we will in France, by God's grace, play a set shall strike his father's crown into the hazard!
Laurence Olivier tackled Shakespeare in 1944's Henry V, for which he was nominated as Best Actor.
In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage.
In 1989, Kenneth Branagh's film of the English monarch earned him nominations for acting and direction.
But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage. Then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let it pry through the portage of the head like the brass cannon. Let the brow, all well knit, as fearfully as doth a galled rock, or hang and jutty his confounded face, swelled with a wild and wasteful ocean.
Branagh, like Olivier, also tackled Hamlet, and the 8-time nominee and winner for his screenplay for Belfast imagined the telling of Henry V slightly different, staging the comedic characters as drama and creating a grittier tone to the story. Again, this is a tough one, as both actors gave flawless interpretations. But if I have to choose, it's this King Henry.
For many 1,000 widows shall this his mock out of their dear husbands, mock mothers from their sons, mock castles down, aye, some are yet ungotten and unborn that shall have cause to curse the Dauphin's scorn.
This is more of a coin toss for me. When I think of Shakespeare, I think of Sir Laurence Olivier. But Sir Branagh, I Can Thou Love Thee Too. Before I conclude with a pair of male and female performances nominated for famous musicals, I want to thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your viewership and the time you have taken not only to follow my channel, but to offer some great suggestions on topics for discussion. If you're not yet a member of our fantastic Oscar nerd community, become a subscriber and join us for a new video each week and vote in the daily polls. Please give the video a thumbs up and share it with other Oscar nerds and help us show the world that we love this guy. Imperfections and all.
Don't look now, but I think that guy on your left is in love with you.
I hope so.
A Star is Born, and has been born again and again and again. The 1937 drama brought the first winner of Best Actress, Janet Gaynor, and Oscar winner Frederick March nominations. But I'm only going to compare the performances in the two musical remakes.
We'll play something, somebody.
Norman, darling.
The 1954 version starred James Mason and, of course, Judy Garland as Norman Maine and Esther Blodgett.
That's for ordinary folks who have to turn on the radio and put a nickel in the jukebox. I got a private copyright of my own, including the Scandinavian. I've got the built-in original right in the house every time I want to hear it.
Considered by many to be the finest work of both actors, Garland's nomination has been mourned as the one that got away. In the 2018 version, Bradley Cooper produced, directed, co-wrote, and co-starred as Jackson Maine, while Lady Gaga made her screen debut, but her character was changed to Allie.
You mind your
That is a stupid thing I just
string
did.
beans and Brussels sprouts.
Is that what you were doing when you left the table?
I don't know.
What was
He
going
told me he was
on?
looking for some
Did you
pliers.
get-
I didn't know what he was going to do. I think he was going to do it.
Oh, she's another ring.
Bradley Cooper's performance was widely praised by critics and audiences. As for Gaga, the consensus was that a star was definitely born.
We're both waiting for Daddy.
3 weeks.
You are gonna come back, right?
What do you mean?
You gonna come home when you're done?
Do you not want me to?
No, I want you to. I'm just wondering if
Even though both films had a different entertainment backdrop, the first was about an actress, the second a singer, I would say that one set of performances stood out for me more than the other.
I'm certainly mixed up now. I thought I was doing just fine.
You don't look so miserable. You don't have to make up your mind now. Sleep on it. I'll call you first thing in the morning.
Sleep on it. You fixed me for sleep, all right.
Whether you do it or not, don't ever forget how good you are.
Much has been written about 1954's A Star is Born, and I discussed Mason and Garland in a prior video. You'll find the link in the description below. Bottom line, I think it's time to call it a wrap on A Star is Born. Oh, sorry, Barbara, but even though you won an Oscar for Best Song, as did Lady Gaga, you and Chris Christopherson didn't make the cut for your performances in the 1976 version. So, did I leave out any other movies that were remade in which actors in both films were nominated for playing the same character? Brando and De Niro played the same character, but in a sequel, not a remake. Let me know who you would choose from the pairs I discussed. And until we meet again, here are both Anitas accepting their Oscars.
And the divine inspiration that is Rita Moreno, you are staring at me right now. And I'm so grateful your Anita paved the way for tons of Anitas like me. And I love you so much.
I can't believe it! Good Lord! I leave you with that.